On Nationwide this evening, we're off to the races to enjoy the glitz and the glamour of the Derby. We'll see something of the fashionistas, see if we can spot a winner or two, and meet some of the people who have the magic of producing equine champions, and for whom, win or lose, these are the creatures they love, and this is how they make their living. We'll be picking up on the glamour and the social flavour of the whole event later in the programme. But first, to one of the great icons of horse racing in Ireland, the great Jim Bolger, surely a great sporting ambassador for Ireland. Our Mary Fanning nipped along to his riding establishment at Coolcullen in Carlow to meet up with him.
It's early morning at Coolcullen. The warmth from the carefully tended grass bordering the all-weather gallop at Jim Bolger's training ground rises like a mist as the first lot approaches. Everything carefully monitored by the master, the man who's raided derbies in the UK and Ireland, broken world records with new approach and produced magical fillies.
Drawn away, Lush Lash is a brilliant winner of the Coronation Stakes. Started walking and the apes climbed down from the trees.
Focus, attention to detail, no nonsense and constant study of the thoroughbred are all part of Jim Bolger's make-up. An astute businessman, he's pioneered the way forward for many others, including Aidan O'Brien, his assistant trainer for 4 years. Success after success at home and abroad since he started over 3 decades ago.
I got my licence in the summer of '76 and we had 4 winners that year, and the following year then we had 22 and we had 32 the following year and 44 after that. So it kept on the up from '76 to '85 when we had a virus that year, and I think we ended up with about 30 winners, but then we got back on track the following year again.
Jim Bolger's goal is to win. Getting there requires patience and pedigree, and as you watch millions of euros graze after a workout, you can see peace of mind and heart is also the aim.
It's the same as even the human athletes. I mean, they have to kind of take everything in their stride, and we have to do everything to make sure that they're coping with what we're throwing at them. And you can understand the horse first time at the races, it's a new experience for them, and it can be quite stressful, so we have to prepare them mentally and physically for that.
In the early days, Jim Bolger showed remarkable training talent at fillies. This resulted in an important breeding operation with the Bolger yard owning many of their runners, who in turn produce their next crop of winners. In 2007, Jim Bolger produced the brilliant Finchgale Bio, who won the Irish and English guineas for her Dungarvan owner, Michael Ryan.
It's Finchgale Bio by 2 or 3 lengths to Archwing and racing to the line. Finchgale Bio is a class apart.
Then another star, Lush Lashes, and another record.
And it's Lush Lashes. It's going to be $1 million for Jim Bolger. What a year for him and Kevin Manning.
Jim, this is your famous darling, Lush Lashes.
That's right, yeah. 4-year-old filly by Galileo, champion 3-year-old in Ireland last year at a mile and a quarter and a mile and a half. And the only filly in the world, or the only racehorse in the world, to win €1 million first time out.
Last year, New Approach, a colt by Galileo, became the first horse in nearly a century to win the Dewhurst, the Epsom Derby and the English Champion Stakes treble, a phenomenon. New Approach was named Horse of the Year, ridden by Bolger's stable jockey and son-in-law Kevin Manning.
Coming back and in time bearer, but New Approach, he's a body colt, he wins the Derby.
The brilliance of J.S. Bolger was once again evident with this champion, because he had to find a way of stopping the colt from getting too revved up before he got to the starting stalls to race, and so emerged the much publicised pony. Jim, tell me about this wonderful horse here.
Well, his name is Metamorphosis, and he's a very well-bred horse, but he wasn't good enough as a racehorse, so we use him as a pony to accompany other horses to the start. And his biggest job to date has been to get New Approach down to the starters, Epsom, for the Derby. So he happens to be the only pony in Europe to accompany a Derby winner to the start and back to the winner's enclosure.
Derby days are the showcase for several years' work, but for the other 364 it's hard graft, early mornings, constant care and attention.
I'm deeply indebted to my staff, and we have 100 staff in total, and everybody plays a part in getting a horse to the Derby, whether it's the people who ride him out, groom him, feed him, or look after the gallops or make the hay or whatever. They all play a vital role. This is Ronan Whelan. He's had 3 rides and 1 winner, so he's ridden a winner 70 times quicker than Pat Edery did.
I want to train, that's my ambition, and Jim Bolger doesn't waste any time. So I came here because I can't waste any time. I need to learn as much as I can and get as much as I can out of Mr. Bolger.
Is he a tough taskmaster?
Very much so. That's why I'm here.
The area in which I would be most proud of my achievements at this stage would be employing 100 people, and I think a rough count as well, with the staff that I have, they have about 100 children also, so I mean they're providing for husbands and wives and children, and probably supporting maybe 300 people. So you know, it's a big contribution to the national economy.
The spin-off is vital to the local economy in Jim Bolger's area, and he's adamant that the industry in its entirety must be protected.
We're world leaders in thoroughbred breeding and racing, and I think that it would be very remiss of any government to ignore what this industry contributes to the national economy. And of course there is a misconception out there that people in racing don't pay taxes. We pay taxes the same as everybody else. We'd be a fairly huge contributor here. We have a wage bill of about $2.5 million a year, and then we have some capital programs as well, and we'd be big VAT payers, and I'd say we make a very worthwhile contribution, and I'm not in any way embarrassed about racing getting a share of the off-course and on-course betting. Obviously the Department of Finance needs to come up with a scheme whereby they can get revenue from the telephone and internet betting, and that could still go to racing, and racing would be self-financing in that regard.
And of course we wish Jim Bolger and his team continued success into the future.